Okay, so I wanted to introduce Laurie Cooper to everybody. She's our diamond. I'm her level 3, and she's going to show us how they're using Zoom to grow their business.
First of all, Anna and I, we actually are from the same small town, Dexter, Missouri, which is crazy. And there she is all the way across the United States doing her thing, working her business. And congratulations on Ruby, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
So are most of you, is this your first time being on Zoom, or have you been on Zoom before?
This is like my second time. I've watched a few, but I haven't really gone through trying to use a screen and that kind of stuff.
Okay. One thing that I like to do is I like to introduce Zoom right away if possible, especially with like a new ambassador or whatever, because most of the time mentally they're just kind of freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know about getting on a Zoom thing or on, webinar or whatever they think. But I think once they realize how simple it is and how casual it is, then they are more apt to just, oh my gosh, yeah, this could be great. Because in today's day and age, I mean, let's face it, people are extremely, extremely busy. And we have the opportunity to work our business right from home. Anywhere we are, no matter what we're doing, we have the opportunity to work it. And Zoom is perfect. I mean, you can have one-on-one meetings. You can have, a group of 3, 4, 5, 25, whatever. So the more that you can get used to it, and the more you can get your team and introduce it even to like your prospects or different things like that. It's like being in their living room having a meeting.
Okay.
The only thing you can't do is hug somebody's neck. But everything else, you can do. So we definitely use Zoom a lot. We use it for team, just like I mean, a lot of times if I want to talk with, we want to brainstorm, we want to go over something, we'll just jump on Zoom. If we want to do a quick training for our team, we can jump on Zoom. But one of the most recent ways that we've started using it and kind of been using it, one thing is you can do an opportunity meeting on Zoom. We've done a few of those in Show Me Plexus, where we've just opened it up to anybody. They were able to invite guests, and then we get on there and do a small opportunity meeting. The most recent thing that we've been doing is just kind of doing it at a more smaller scale. And here I'm going to share a screen and go to slideshow so I can just kind of go through everything.
Okay.
Okay, so this is something like if you're on your computer, can you do it on your phone? You can't do it on your phone, can you? I don't know. But on your computer, you can just share your screen. So you can do a slideshow, you can put together, you can do anything, and still have your people there with you, like you're having a meeting or whatever. Okay. So we're going to talk about creating the big MO. So Zoom opportunity meetings, just wait for it. This will change your business. And when we say the big MO, we're talking about momentum. Whoops, sorry. Momentum, getting from where you are to where you want to be. And one thing about our kind of business, the only way to grow our business and to move forward is to take action. So the more people that we have taking action and the more people that we have presenting, whether how small, how tiny, how big, the more momentum, the more the chances that you have for your team to grow and to get from where you are to where you want to be.
Okay.
So one thing that I like to point out is concentrate on what you can do, not what you can't. That is huge because we all, especially with this type of business, we have tons and tons and tons of training, tons. We have anything that we want. We can learn from anybody. We have just all kinds of knowledge out there, all kinds of ideas, all kinds of things that we can do. And people can get really overwhelmed and start doubting what they can do because they see someone else do something, and in their head they might think, well, I can't do that well. So then they just don't do it. That is such a very dangerous spot to put yourself in. Because when you join Plexus, when I joined Plexus, you know, I was just so excited. I was so excited about what I had. I didn't really know anything. I just believed that I had stumbled across, actually, that God had given me an opportunity that was going to change my life forever, and it's going to change my family's life. And so I used my belief to learn and just to talk. All it was just talk and share what I believed was going to happen for me and my family. And that's how I got my business started. And it, you know, I concentrated on what I could do, what I knew, and just went with it, and didn't concentrate on the things that I thought I couldn't do. You know, I wasn't a big just walk into the store and talk to some stranger person. I was very, very, very shy before Plexus, you know, and I didn't let that stop me. I just concentrated on the things that I was really good with, and I worked, you know, twice as hard doing those things. Another thing is, don't get distracted by small problems. Everybody's personality is different, but a lot of times we can get sidetracked by these little issues that are going to do nothing for us, except maybe, you know, they're just going to distract us. So you've got to kind of learn to always focus on the bigger picture and where you're going, and be always prioritizing doing activities that's going to help you and your business. Momentum is the great exaggerator, like a magnifying glass. It makes leaders look better than they are. It helps followers perform better. They will follow your pace, fast or slow. And it's so true. Easy to steer, but not as easy to start. That's one thing with when you get momentum on your team, it just takes off. Like, it just takes off. You kind of steer the boat, and you kind of, you know, keep everybody pushing and going and where we're going, because we know where we're going. But it's, you know, it just takes off. It just does its thing. And that's what's so incredible about it. It's the most powerful change agent for your business. The leader is responsible for creating the momentum for their team. Number one, you have to have vision. That is, oh my gosh, that's the most, you've got to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? Number two, enthusiasm. You know, like I said earlier, oh my gosh, I was so excited about what I found. It did not matter that I was exhausted from working my full-time, you know, job as a nurse. It didn't matter that, you know, all the problems that I had with whatever was going on in my life. I was so excited about this opportunity and what we had found that just, you know, it just come out with everyone that I talked to. And my team was the same way. Anna, same way. I mean, just so excited about everything that was happening for us. Motivation. Again, you know, encouragement, motivating, sharing the vision, letting people know where we're going, what can happen to them, what they really have. That is just huge. I think so many people I know so many people, they're just absolutely clueless. They don't really understand like what they found in their hands, that they have something that can change everything for them forever. And, you know, and it's just, sometimes it's hard for people to believe it. You know, especially in our crazy life out there. And Plexus it's still, you know, it's going so many places. Our leaders they've always had this huge vision that they've constantly shared with us. They've built this company up to be here forever and ever and ever. And every decision they make is to get us to the next step, and just to keep going and have that great foundation for the legacy that we can leave for our children. And the next step is action. Action action's everything. If we're not taking action, nothing's going to happen. So we can spend our time researching, we can spend our time reading, we can spend our time reading every network marketing book, we can spend our time, and I don't diss reading. We've got to personally grow, but sometimes we can get caught up in watching videos, reading, and doing all these things and never do any action. And so then our business is still in the same spot. $1 million question. And I did not make this slideshow, so I can't take credit for it. So some of them I'm still like just kind of going through and seeing and just putting my own thing to it. How do we put the action behind creating momentum? So number one is get your team to meetings, and that's inviting guests. So like I said, if you're if you have an opportunity event around you, you definitely want to take advantage of it, and you want to get to it, and you want to take as many possible guests as you can get there. And it doesn't, like, meetings, local meetings are great because it gives everybody a chance to, just hear those personal stories. And if there's one around you, or if you do one, I mean, you just want guests there. Number two, three-way call or Zoom. Three-way call, again, very, very simple. You could have someone that's interested in Plexus, and you've been sharing with them, but you want to share with them just a little bit more, and you might, ask Anna to get on a three-way call and just, share a little bit of her story and a little bit about this company and what's going on, and answer that person's questions. Three-way calls are really, really great. And they're not, there's nothing formal about it. It doesn't have to be all, no, there's no script. It's just getting on and just talking, just sharing a little bit of what's going on. Or power prospecting Zoom opportunity meetings. And so this is one of the reasons that we're on this call, so we can talk about Zoom. This will change your biz. So it starts with one, power prospecting with Zoom. So first of all, say you find one prospect. They're interested in joining you, buying, or they just want to know more, okay? And then you ask, do you have a few friends or family that could use better health, weight loss, wealth? Could you find 2 to 3 to get online and do a Zoom or a conference call with me? And that's all it is. You just ask them, if they can just get 2 to 3 people to jump on Zoom with you or jump on a call with you. So you get one new person that wants to join and 2 to 3 friends on a Zoom together with you and your upline. So you can start with introductions. You have your upline give their testimony and their why. Next, you talk about 3 key objections, and I can get you this slide so you don't have to write everything down if you don't want to. Sorry, I should have told you that earlier. So next, we're going to talk about 3 key objections. So important to get those out of the way so they don't speak about them later. And we've talked about this before. It's like sometimes we'll just share the objections right up front so that they're not constantly thinking about questions, or heard someone ask a question about something, and then they're like, got that in their head instead of listening to the rest of what's going on. Then you have other ambassador on call give their testimony and their why. Then you let the Zoom go where the guest takes it and answer questions. And that's it. I don't know why those lines are going through there. I don't know if that's me or what, but it's just really short, and it's really simple, and it gives you the opportunity to share with the person that you are hoping joins you, and then some of their friends at the same time. So now think, if a prospect can get a few friends to sign up or buy product right away, what confidence do you think they will have? Could they then do this again and again? I mean, think about it. If they invited a couple of their friends to get on a Zoom with you, and they're just now thinking about joining, and then all of a sudden their friends are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to try this, or I want to join too. and then they can join and they already have a customer or they already have a new ambassador. Wow. I mean, they're going to, oh my gosh, you know, this is great. I can do this, you know, and it can get that going for them. And what if all your team set this call up? What if they started doing this? Can you see? So that's why we were kind of using this and talking about momentum. If this was something that you were doing and it was an action way of getting people to a little opportunity presentation, and then also getting their friends at the same time, and then kind of just keep doing it, keep duplicating that down with several of your team. That's why we kind of shared with talking about momentum and how your team can be growing. Okay. And I'm not going to go over it like we would like a thing, but I'm just going to show you what the slideshow that they were using. And this is the one that Kara used the other night when she did with her new person. She had a person that was considering joining her team, and she had talked to her for a while, and she finally said, you know what? She said, can you find 3 friends or family that will jump on a meeting with me, jump on a Zoom? And it was not a big deal. They were like, she's like, I think I can. And she got her mom and her sister, and I can't remember who the other person was, to all jump on a meeting. And then Kara went over this slideshow. I shared a little bit of my story, and we got off. And then the next thing you know, Kara has messaged me and said she's going to join tonight. So she got a new ambassador, and that new ambassador had, I think, her mom as a customer already. So that was really cool. Sorry, let me get this started. Okay, so this is all it is. This is a very simple slideshow. So you would share your story. Then you would go over top 3 questions. You would talk about, you know, cover the objections really quick, talk about FDA, will it work, is it expensive, things like that. Then you're going to just cover broadly our product line and what are, you know, our company and the different kinds of things that our products help with. And then we're going to talk about weight management and discuss the triplex, because we all know that's our most popular package and we love for everybody to get started on that. So we're going to talk about that. And then we can share the great things about our Mega X. We can share the great things about our X Factor. And then questions. And then that gives the floor to the people that join the meeting, and they have the opportunity to ask questions. And I mean, that's it. Like, that's that simple and short. And y'all can unmute yourself if you want. So since there's not too many of us on here.
Okay, everybody's unmuted.
So what do you think?
Well, that's super easy.
Yeah, very easy.
I'm going to test it. Like, I have a couple slideshows actually that Anna sent me earlier that I haven't been able to look over. So I'm going to test it. My kids are my guinea pigs, so I'm going to zoom them in and play screen thing so I know exactly how to move.
Awesome.
That's the only thing. Yeah, I kind of wish I didn't teach them because they zoom me all the time now. I haven't done it on the computer. I've been doing it from my phone, so I'm going to try to get there. So just so I get familiar with the screen thing, but it seems super easy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think Plexus just sent out an email, I believe today, where if you sign up for, I guess, the Zoom package where you can host the larger calls, there's a coupon or 10% off the price.
Oh, wonderful.
I thought I saw it today.
Yeah. And most of these meetings can be done, I mean, all of them honestly can probably be done within about 45 minutes too. So for some of the ones that just starting and can't afford or don't want to pay for the extra money for Zoom, you know, they can, and plus your prospects, they're just going to jump on and it's all going to be free for them. So that's really great. And not only were you able to get them in a meeting, get them with a couple of their friends, but you also got them exposed to Zoom at the same time. So it just kind of like, you know.
That's true.
Because whatever, I mean, we all admit whatever happened to us with our experience when we first joined, that's the first thing we're going to do or look at and then, do with our next people.
Yeah.
And to have teams that are using this, are they seeing growth, a lot
Yes.
of growth since they put this into practice?
Oh yes. I mean, this is it. This is the main deal. It's all about having presentations, sharing these products and this opportunity with people. It's about action. So it doesn't matter if you do it in person. I mean, if you have friends, you know that you're around, you want to do it in person. But if you want to share with even more people, you can use Zoom. I mean, it's just all about getting that happen, making that happen and making it easy and simple and not intimidating and short, because nobody, like I said, everybody's so busy.
Yeah, that's what I keep running into. I think this time of year, I've done a few other networking companies. I mean, this time of year, typically, kids out of school, people going on vacation, the evenings are longer. Right now, my family's typically in New Zealand. So I think that this is an awesome tool to not inconvenience them in any way.
Right.
You say, hey, if you can give me a half hour, 45 minutes, we can do that.
Right. We have a lot of people on here. I thought there was only 4. I've seen other people's heads, seen LaRonda's. I was like, hey, then Ruth talked. I was like, oh.
I'm actually down at my daughter's. This goes to show you that you can do this from anywhere. Obviously, You can hear all the racket in the background. That's why I stayed muted. I'm sitting in the garage watching the grandkids play out here. So,
awesome.
We've used the Zoom several times, Amy and I. It's a great tool to use, especially when you have people across the United States you need to work with. It's a great way to do interviews with other people that maybe will help you in your business. So I would suggest anyone to use the Zoom as one of their tools.
Yes. I mean, you're going to have, as your team grows, you're going to have people all over the United States. Even if you are only speaking to your family and friends, your team's going to grow because everybody knows somebody somewhere. So how great is to have this as a common tool that you use and you're comfortable with, and you're able to communicate with different teams and especially prospects, because oh my gosh, the opportunity that we have with Plexus is so crazy to think about. Nobody still knows about us. So this is just another tool to help share what we have.
And I love this because you get the face-to-face.
Yes.
Instead of just a phone call. So
I know
face-to-face makes a huge difference.
It really does.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more personal. I was just thinking, I have 2 people in Colorado that I grew up with, and they both kept saying, I wish you were closer. I really want to do this with we're Zooming tonight. Like, problem solved.
And, you have the slideshow, short little slideshow. So again, you don't have to have all this great knowledge. If you first started, you don't have to have all this stuff going on. You just need to share a little bit about why you got involved with Plexus, what Plexus has done for you, no matter how tiny, no matter, share a little bit of what's going on with you, and then have a partner, an upline, or someone that can also share, get that validation. And then you have a slideshow to help go over the products and different things like that, and go from there.
Perfect.
Oh, Anna, you're muted.
Teresa had a question.
Yes.
Hi, yes, I do. I have a question for Laurie. So how many meetings a month should somebody be doing, whether it be the online meetings, the Zoom meetings, or face-to-face, one-on-ones, opportunity, restaurant, whatever? I mean, how many meetings a month are you guys doing, and what would be a good number of each kind?
Honestly, there's really no science behind it. It depends on where you want to go as personally, what goals that you have to hit, and it's all about numbers. You have to talk to a lot of people. You have to expose and talk to a lot of people to grow your business. And so there's no magic number. You need to talk to at least honestly, you need to talk to at least 3 to 5 people a day. Am I saying having a meeting? No, but at least some type of communication, setting up for a meeting or something like that. And these Zoom meetings can be very short. So, and everybody's life's different. Some people can squeeze it in here. Some people can, squeeze it in here. It just depends on where you're hoping to go with your personal goals.
Okay. I had another question, and of course, while you were talking, I forgot. I have no idea what it was. If it comes to me, I'll ask in a minute.
Yeah.
And the advantage about these with the prospects, you hopefully will get to speak to not only one, but get to speak to, 3 or 4 at the same time.
I remember my question now. So in this presentation that you just showed, I missed the first probably 5 minutes before I got on. But do y'all do any testimony, or is it just what you have in the presentation?
Yeah, we the person that starts the Zoom, usually they'll share their story, just give a little testimony, and then hopefully they have an upline or a partner or somebody else that also can share their testimony.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have a question?
Are we going to have access to that presentation, Anna?
Yes, Laurie sent it to me, so I'll get it out to everybody. I did send it to Pam already.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I mean, we have lots of different slideshows, things that we've used over time, and everybody has their different strengths and what they're good at, what they like to talk about. But one thing about this one is it just really is short and simple. And, we all know that every time we do one, we do a little better, or we share a little bit more about this, or we learn what works and what doesn't. So I feel like the most important thing is to keep it really simple, because you're a new person that hopefully joins you. They want to say, oh, wow, I can do this. I can share, and then of course the other thing is just, as far as a team, and I'm kind of sidetracking here, but I just, is staying plugged in, and like how awesome it is that you all are on this meeting. It took 20, 30, 45 minutes, whatever, out of your day to jump on real quick and be plugged in and ask questions. That's just really good to kind of join hands with your new people and get going.
Yeah, as you can see, our team, we've really got the momentum going.
I know. It's crazy.
We sponsored 4 people last night in less than 3 hours.
Oh my word. See, what are you guys doing? Tell me.
It's just, we've just got the momentum going. I mean, it took a little while. I don't know if it's, because of the East Coast or what, but it just, I don't know. I think about what somebody said. I didn't know. What did they say about talking to enough people? I thought I was talking to enough people until I started talking to enough people. So, and I think that's what we're all doing. And we're just doing it in our comfort zones.
That is wonderful.
But I wanted to know if you could just give just a brief, what your journey was like, because we got about 5 minutes left.
Yes. Okay. First of all, I live in Dexter, Missouri, small town, about 7,500 people. Anna has lived there before also. And I signed up 3 years ago in April of 2013. And at the time I was working as an RN for a home health company. And I took the home health job because I was working at the hospital and I worked 12-hour shifts. And I don't know about you guys, but when mom's not home, my family, it does not work. I did that for 3 years and it was crazy. I have 4 kids and I was exhausted, and I was always, by the 3rd or 4th day of working, I'm spending all this time trying to recover and recuperate to go back to do my next set of shifts. So I get a job at home health. I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have flexible schedule. I'm going to be home in the afternoons with my kids, which was the most important thing to me. I was going to have benefits, insurance, pay raise, all this great stuff. So I'm very thankful that I went to work there, because I had the opportunity to work with a really great group of women and it really just helped me grow even more as a person to do that job. But over the few years that I worked there, the stresses of the medical field, all the things that we deal with, I was tied to my phone. I mean, we charted on this. I would work all day and I would have to come home in the afternoon and I would sit on my couch or in my bed and I would literally chart all night long. And I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like cleaning. I would sit there and I would chart and the kids would ask me a question. I'd raise up and I'd answer their question. And then I just get, I was always trying to finish and never could get caught up. And I was mentally and physically exhausted. I was working probably 50 to 70 hours a week with nothing in sight that was ever going to change. And, but that being said, I wasn't out there looking for another job. I wasn't looking for a network marketing company. I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know this opportunity existed. If somebody would have just come straight out to me and said, hey, I've got something that you should try and to make some more money or whatever, I probably would have just laughed and said, I don't have time for nothing. That's crazy. I just don't have time. But what happened was Thera, y'all know Thera, she worked in the office with me as a nurse and her husband signed her up for Plexus. She went to a meeting, heard these amazing stories and these amazing testimonies and just came in the office next morning so excited. I'd never seen her like that in my life. And I just said, she goes, oh my gosh, you've got to do this with me. And I said yes and didn't even have a clue. Didn't have a clue what I was saying yes to, didn't know what we were doing. And I was just excited because she was excited, And so I started, first of all, she gave me a trial pack. I tried the product, started having great results because I have no willpower. And all of a sudden I noticed I started having this willpower throughout the day to want different stuff, not want different stuff, avoid the McDonald's, Burger King, all that stuff. And so then I started doing my research, found out that the products were unbelievable, found out that my friends and family started having the same results. And then I myself went to a meeting about 20 miles from us at Saxton, Missouri, and Sonia Dudley was there that night. And she had just turned Emerald. And she shared with us, what it was like to have become an Emerald ambassador, her story, and the opportunity and the income that she was making. And I looked up and just for the first time in years and years and years, I had this amazing hope just boil up inside of me that, oh my gosh, like I could do this. If all of these guys can do it, I can do this. And I could quit. I wouldn't even have to work as a nurse and I wouldn't have to work crazy hours. And, and that was it. I went to convention a month later. And again, another just confirmation after confirmation that God had put me exactly where he wanted me. And I just knew that was it. And I just shared it with everybody that I could possibly share with in any moment of time that I had. And I was able within a couple months to retire from my RN position. I was Emerald in 5.5 months and Diamond in 9 months. And it was just a complete whirlwind. I can't even it's crazy to even tell you what the opportunity's done for us.
Wow.
I tried to go fast. Like 1 minute.
Wow. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you.
Hi, Audra.
Hey, I've been here. I'm sorry. We were at the doctor's office until this hour, literally this minute. So we're just here, and I just came out of the doctor's and am I mute?
No, you're unmute.